Hey guys, tonight we're stepping into a world of creaking wheels, dust trails, and the slowest, quietest journey across the American frontier. Welcome to the Oregon Trail. But don't expect dramatic charge-ups or breathtaking mountain peaks. This is a story of slow, patient travel, where the quiet, the mundane, and the unremarkable become the markers of progress. You're not rushing across America with wild-eyed ambition. You're trudging. Step by step. Mile by mile. Through dirt and dust, over rivers that never rush, under skies that hang low and wide. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know where you're tuning in from, and what time it is. After all, we're about to get cozy on this wagon ride together. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You're here in the heart of the American wilderness, out of reach from town, far from the comforts of home. The wagon creaks and groans beneath you as it lumbers forward, pulled by oxen that can't hurry and wouldn't if they could. You're traveling with a group of pioneers, some strangers, some friends. The people change, the faces blend in and out, but the pace doesn't. It's always the same, slow, steady, plodding on. You glance up at the sky, no rush. The sun's only just started its climb, and the day is stretching out ahead like an endless ribbon of dust and horizon. You're heading west. To Oregon. A place full of promise and unspoken difficulty. But that doesn't matter right now. Because right now, it's quiet. No hurry. The oxen chew their cud. The wagons roll on their axles. The children are still half asleep, huddled inside the canvas, their voices muffled under layers of blankets. And you? You're walking beside the wagon. Not because you have to, but because it's what you do. The trail is long, the pace is slow, and the only thing to do is be there. Every mile is a quiet success. Every evening when you set up camp, you've made it. One step closer. So tonight, as your mind drifts to the sound of wagon wheels and soft murmurs of conversation between travelers, let yourself sink into this rhythm. You don't need to rush. This journey was meant to be slow. You keep walking beside the wagon, your footsteps in time with the steady pace of the oxen. The trail feels like it goes on forever, but that's part of the rhythm, isn't it? The infinite slowness. The way everything moves but never really seems to go anywhere. The wagon wheels creak, the oxen's hooves make a muffled thud against the dirt, and every once in a while, someone lets out a soft grunt or hum. It's a strange kind of quiet, like being part of a dream, but not an exciting one. Just a routine. A movement. You glance up at the sun, its light softening the landscape into warm gold and dusty brown. The shadows stretch long behind you. The air is thick with dust, fine, settled dust that coats your face, your hands, and everything else that's exposed. It's in your hair, in the creases of your clothes. But it doesn't bother you. It's a part of this now, like the steady rhythm of the wagon's wheels. The miles tick by in a haze of silence. Conversations are soft, and it's always the same topics: weather, what's for dinner, the occasional comment on how far you've come. But nothing too loud. Nothing that could break the tranquility of the trail. Even the children have fallen into the quietness of the journey, their games fading as they rest under the canvas covers. Historians still argue whether pioneers enjoyed the long, slow nature of the journey or whether they yearned for the hustle and bustle of civilization. Maybe it was both. You wonder whether you'll miss this slowness when you reach your destination. Probably not the dust, but the steady being of it all, the day's progress measured not by miles, but by the sun's journey across the sky. You pause for a moment, letting the oxen pass by, their plodding steady and reassuring. The wagon turns slightly as it maneuvers through the uneven terrain, and the sound of the wheels turning becomes almost rhythmic, almost hypnotic. No hurry. No rush. Just steady, plodding forward. You continue walking, following the trail as it leads you further westward, further into the unknown. But it doesn't feel unknown, not really. This slow movement feels familiar. Grounded. And somehow, even though it's not fast, it's exactly the way things are meant to be. So tonight, if your dreams bring you to quiet journeys, walking under wide skies where everything seems so still, don't resist. It's not a race. It's the rhythm of travel, and it's just fine. The day stretches on, but the pace doesn't change. You take another slow step beside the wagon, and the constant sound of the wheels turning feels almost like a lullaby now, soothing, rhythmic, dependable. There's no rush to get anywhere, no need to outpace the sun. The world around you remains wide and open, yet somehow it feels contained within this shared, slow-moving journey. The air is warm, but not unbearable, and the wind carries with it the smell of earth and sagebrush, a scent that seems to get into everything. The dust coats your boots and the hem of your trousers, and though it clings to your skin, you've gotten used to it. The dirt isn't the enemy. It's part of the landscape, part of the trail, and it's just one more piece of the rhythm of this long journey. You glance over at the others in your wagon train. There's a woman holding a child in her lap, both wrapped in shawls against the growing chill of evening. The man driving the wagon hums softly, not particularly loud, but it carries the sound of people passing time. And then there's the occasional crackle from the fire as someone stokes it in preparation for the night. The oxen seem content. No hurry. They don't care how far they go today. They're happy in their own quiet way, plodding along at the pace they were made for. And you? Well, you're starting to feel that same sense of contentment. There's no finish line. No medal at the end of this trail. Just the next morning and the next mile. Historians still debate whether pioneers saw the journey to Oregon as an adventure or a necessary chore, a task to be completed before they could settle into a new life. But for most, the slow pace didn't need an explanation. The trail was something that had to be lived, not rushed. It wasn't about the destination, it was about the moment. You pause for a moment to drink from your canteen. The water's cool, but it's already warm from the sun's heat. You wipe your forehead, feeling the stickiness of sweat mixed with the dust. For a second, it feels like everything is a bit too much: heat, sweat, dust, time, but then you blink, and the world is back to its steady rhythm. The horses plod forward. The wagon creaks. The sky is wide and endless, filled with soft clouds. It's strange how easy it becomes to sink into this rhythm. The monotony of it all isn't oppressive. It's grounding. The world has slowed down, and you, for the first time in a long while, aren't trying to outrun it. So tonight, if your dreams find you drifting across endless plains with only the rhythm of the wagon wheels to guide you, don't hurry. Stay with it. There's no rush here. Just living. The afternoon drifts toward evening, and the warm light of the sun shifts to something softer, more muted. You continue beside the wagon, your legs moving on autopilot now, not tired but used to the motion. Your mind, too, has fallen into the pace. Thoughts come and go, but they don't demand much of you. The steady motion of the wagon has seeped into you, into your thoughts, into your bones. You're on the Oregon Trail, yes, but time doesn't exist here in the way it does back home. There's no clock ticking away. No rush to do the next thing. Just miles of earth beneath your feet, and hours that can stretch or shrink as easily as the sun fades behind the horizon. The unhurriedness of it all is a strange kind of relief, even if the trail seems endless. You glance up at the sky. The sun, now sinking low, paints everything in shades of golden orange. The world is beautiful, yes. But it's also a little empty. Not in a bad way. Just in a way that makes you realize that this journey is so much more about the land than it is about the destination. You settle into the routine of the night ahead. The fire's kindling is ready, the evening meal will soon be prepared, and tomorrow, well, tomorrow will be much like today. The same steady pace. The same endless sky. And as much as you may long for the comfort of home, there's something oddly comforting about the predictability of this life on the trail. The oxen pause for a moment, grazing on the sparse grass at the edge of the trail, and the moment feels strangely still. There's no rush to reach the next stop. No deadline. No responsibility except to keep moving forward. Historians still argue about the daily routine of the Oregon Trail pioneers, whether it was driven by necessity or driven by the need to settle into something familiar, even amid the uncertainty. The truth is likely somewhere in between. The trail became a routine because it had to, and it was comforting because there was nothing else to do but follow the path. You lean against the wagon, feeling the soft sway of the oxen as they settle. The fire will crackle soon. The evening chill is creeping in, but it's not biting. There's no rush to escape it. It's a quiet, peaceful night, surrounded by people, by animals, by the rhythmic sound of the wheels turning once more. So tonight, as your body sinks further into the comfort of this steady rhythm, let yourself drift into dreams that are as unhurried as the trail. Let the day go, gently. You close your eyes for just a moment, the quiet of the camp settling deeper into your bones. The steady creak of the wagon wheels, the crackle of the fire, the soft rustle of the oxen munching on dry grass, they're all part of this slow-moving evening, the kind where time seems to lose its hold. You're far from home, but here, on the trail, the days blend together. And there's something oddly comforting about that. The fire has settled into its last glow. The sun's warmth is slowly being replaced by the crisp chill of night, but it's not an uncomfortable cold. Just enough to make you appreciate the warmth of the fire, the heat that lingers in the stones around you, and the quiet comfort of the shared space. You sit down near the fire, the warmth soaking into your skin. The evening meal has been prepared, simple, unadorned, but satisfying. Dried beef, boiled potatoes, maybe some thick bread. No fancy seasoning. Just food. But that's what it's all about here, isn't it? The necessity of it all. The practicality of life on the trail. A distant voice calls out, asking if anyone has a spare spoon or if someone's seen the last of the salt. The evening air is full of these little questions, nothing urgent, nothing pressing, but still part of the rhythm of the day. Everyone is settling in, preparing for another night in the wilderness, but there's no rush. No one is racing ahead. The sky above, now speckled with stars, feels vast. It's the same sky you've always seen, the same stars you've always known, but here they seem bigger, somehow. As if the sheer amount of space in this land makes everything feel a little more distant, a little more unreachable. And yet, there's comfort in that distance. A sense of peace that comes from knowing that the journey ahead is long, but it's also understood. As you lean back, the soft hum of the camp settling around you, you realize something: this is not just a journey across land. It's a journey through time, through moments that feel quiet and endless. And though you can't see the end of the trail, there's a strange kind of satisfaction in the knowledge that tomorrow will be much like today. Steady. Simple. Reassuring. Historians still argue whether the pioneers of the Oregon Trail found peace in the monotony or if they yearned for the bustle of civilization. But in the quiet moments, like this one, by the fire, perhaps it doesn't matter. The journey itself is enough. You sit, surrounded by the steady glow of firelight, the smell of smoke and food in the air, and the soft sound of wind moving through the trees. It's easy to imagine that this moment could last forever. That tomorrow's journey is just a continuation of today's quiet steps. So tonight, as your body begins to relax into the rhythm of the trail, let yourself drift. There's no hurry. No need to think ahead. The slow, steady pace of the journey is all that matters right now. And that is more than enough. The fire has dimmed now, and the camp is still. The gentle breeze rustles through the trees, carrying with it the earthy scent of the trail, the smell of leather and smoke and earth, blending together in a way that feels so familiar. The silence has deepened around the camp, but there's a comfort in it, a peace you didn't expect to find out here in the middle of nowhere. The faint clink of a spoon against a tin plate echoes softly from the distant campfire, but the day is finally slowing down. People have started to settle into their bedrolls, pulling furs and blankets close, some already half asleep as the stars above start to shine brighter in the clear night sky. You pull your blanket a little tighter, feeling the soft weight of the wool against your skin, and settle into the warmth that has been left by the day's hard work. As you lie back, you notice the stars stretching overhead, their faint light shimmering against the vast, dark sky. For a moment, you forget about the endless miles ahead. You forget about the struggles of the day, the aching legs, the dusty trail, the long hours of walking. All of it seems small now, like it belongs to a different part of the world, a different time. Historians still argue whether the pioneers on the Oregon Trail ever truly relaxed during their journey, or whether they were always thinking about the next mile, the next obstacle. Perhaps they didn't need to, because, for them, the journey was enough. Every day that ended with campfires and blankets and a mug of warm water was a victory. Not a grand one. Not an explosive one. But a quiet, steady triumph. The night is cool now, the air still enough to make every breath feel like it's part of the earth's pulse. There's no rush. No deadlines. No schedule. Just the quiet hum of life. As the camp sinks deeper into sleep, you listen to the steady rhythm of breathing all around you. A few soft snores here and there. The distant murmur of a family, their voices fading as they, too, give in to sleep. It's so calm. So familiar. You close your eyes, your body sinking into the soft, uneven ground beneath you. The straw bedroll beneath you doesn't poke as much now. It's as though the earth itself has decided to soften, to support your body in this slow, endless journey. You think about how strange it is that such a long journey can be so still. A journey that feels like it will take forever, yet somehow, you can already feel the comfort of routine settling in. The rhythm of walking, eating, resting. Every day a slow, steady shuffle towards something unknown, yet known at the same time. Tomorrow, the wagon train will roll on again. The oxen will plod. The wagon wheels will creak. And the whole world will be the same, in the most wonderful way. So tonight, if your dreams carry you through a trail that feels endless and soft, where every step is part of something greater, don't hurry. Stay with it. It's not a race. It's a journey. And you are exactly where you need to be. The morning light finds you with your blanket still wrapped tightly around your shoulders, the soft glow from the rising sun slipping through the cracks in the wagon cover. The camp around you stirs quietly, there are no rushes, no frantic movements, just slow stretches and muffled yawns. A few of the children already sit up, rubbing sleep from their eyes, while a few of the adults begin their morning tasks. The kettle boils gently over the fire, and the scent of coffee and campfire smoke mixes in the cool morning air. The quiet seems to be an unspoken rule here, a shared understanding that the pace of the trail is measured, not rushed. No one's calling orders across the camp or hastily packing up their belongings. People simply rise, stretch, and prepare for another day on the trail. They've become experts in the art of gradual progress. You rise with them, stretching and wincing slightly at the soreness in your legs. The walk yesterday wasn't anything extraordinary, but it was the same steady motion you've been getting used to. The slow, constant plod forward, step by step. It's almost peaceful, in a way. You make your way over to the wagon, where a few people are already getting it ready for the day. The oxen are being hitched, the canvas is being tightened, and the food is being packed. One of the older men hums a tune while he checks the wheel, and his voice is soft, no need for loud, booming commands here. Everything is done quietly, with purpose, in rhythm. Historians still argue whether the pace of the trail was more about necessity or about simply settling into the rhythms of the land. Was it forced upon the pioneers because of the challenging terrain? Or was it something they consciously embraced, finding peace in the slow, predictable routines of each day? You can feel it now, though. You can feel that slow, steady pull of the trail, the comfort of knowing exactly what's next. It's not always easy, but it's almost as if the predictability of each step, each day, brings its own kind of peace. No rushing. No frenzy. Just steady, patient movement, forward into the unknown. You stretch one more time, rubbing your shoulders, and take a deep breath as you prepare for another day of walking. The horizon doesn't look too far off. You're not in a hurry, and that's the beauty of it. So tonight, if your dreams lead you to a slow-moving path through wide, open fields, with only the sound of wagon wheels and the murmur of quiet conversations, let yourself drift in. There's no rush. There's only the trail. The sun climbs higher now, casting a soft golden hue across the horizon. The camp is awake. The oxen are tethered to the wagons, their heads grazing lazily on sparse grass. The smell of breakfast wafts through the air, simple foods, nothing extravagant, but enough to keep the body moving. You take your time with the morning routine. There's no hurry to pack the camp or saddle the oxen. The trail will still be there when you're ready. It's a long, stretching ribbon, and it's not going anywhere. The fire that warmed the camp the night before is slowly reduced to glowing embers. The kettle has been refilled with water, and the bread, crumbly and still a little too dense, is being passed around. You help with the small chores, securing the wagons, stowing the last of the bedding, and picking up small items that have been left behind. No one rushes. There's no frantic pace to keep up with. The silence is comforting, no one shouting orders, no one complaining. Everyone knows their role, and they slip into it as naturally as the sun rises. You feel that quiet satisfaction of work well done, not because of the result, but because it's part of the shared rhythm that holds the day together. Historians still debate whether the pioneers on the Oregon Trail ever truly enjoyed the monotony of the journey. Did they grow to embrace the slow pace, or were they just too tired to care? It's hard to say, but in these quiet mornings, it feels less like a question of enjoying it or not. It's just something you do. A series of moments strung together by small, necessary tasks that have to be completed, but that offer their own kind of peace. The pace is slow, yes. But it's also predictable. There's comfort in that, in the repetition. And as you settle into your spot by the wagon, ready to begin another long day of slow progress, you realize you've become part of this rhythm of travel. Your body knows the steps. Your mind knows what to expect. And, for the first time, it feels like the slowness is just part of the journey. You set off after the wagons, your feet steady in the dust, the sound of your shoes the only noise breaking the silence. The oxen lead the way, plodding on without fuss, the wagon wheels creaking behind them in a familiar rhythm. It's not a race. It's not even a race to the finish. It's just movement. So tonight, when your dreams carry you through endless plains and the sound of slow-moving wheels fills the air, don't hurry. Stay with the rhythm. There's no rush. You're already on your way. The trail stretches ahead of you, just as endless as it was yesterday. The morning has settled into a quiet, steady beat. Every step is familiar. Every wagging wheel, every creaking of leather, every snore from a child still nestled under a blanket, each sound is the same as it was on the first day of the journey. There's no frantic hurry. No need to count the hours or the miles. There's only this moment, right now, under the vast, open sky. You walk slowly beside the wagon, one foot in front of the other, feeling the rhythm of the world around you. The quiet murmur of camp behind you fades as you move forward. The wagons are packed with everything you need, but it's more than just food, water, and blankets. It's a shared expectation. Everyone is in this together. This steady, plodding pace is your constant companion. No one pushes ahead or falls behind too far. You are part of the movement, as natural as the wind that whispers through the tall grass. A soft breeze shifts through the camp as you pass a grove of trees that provides a rare moment of shade. You stop, feeling the relief of coolness on your skin. It's temporary, but it's welcomed. You think of the miles ahead, the endless horizon, and you realize, this journey is not meant to be rushed. The pace is the purpose. In one of the wagons ahead, someone breaks into song. It's quiet, almost too soft to hear, but it carries with it the comfort of routine. The song isn't anything spectacular, just a folk tune passed down, hummed from one wagon to the next, one traveler to the other. It's a soft, steady hum that fills the silence and somehow binds everything together. The song is a reminder that even when the land is empty, the air is vast, and the road seems endless, there's still togetherness. Historians still argue whether the pioneers on the Oregon Trail were driven more by necessity or optimism, but one thing is certain, the quiet moments of the journey, like this one, are what carried them. These moments became as important as reaching Oregon. The quiet steps. The gentle songs. The shared silence. You step away from the shade and back onto the trail, your feet moving without thought. The wagons continue their slow procession. The road stretches endlessly ahead of you. But it doesn't matter. There's no need to hurry. Every turn of the wheel, every footstep you take, is simply another part of the journey. So tonight, if your dreams carry you over wide open plains, the air soft and cool on your face, the sound of wagon wheels creaking slowly into the night, don't feel the need to rush to the end. You've already arrived. The trail is home. The day wanes, and the slow rhythms of the Oregon Trail continue. You've been walking for hours now, but there's something peaceful about it. No rushing. No deadlines. Just the steady motion of the wagons, the constant plodding of oxen, the soft sounds of the world around you. The trail ahead is as long as ever, but somehow, it feels a little shorter today. You've learned, in a way, that it's not the miles that matter, but the pace at which you cover them. The sun starts to dip lower in the sky, painting everything with that warm, golden light that feels like it's wrapping itself around you. The landscape, too, has become familiar, the endless fields, the rolling hills, the soft clatter of hooves and wheels. You feel like you've been on this journey for years, and yet it's only been days. Time here doesn't feel measured in hours or minutes. It's measured in steps. As the day shifts into evening, the air cools, and you begin to settle into the quiet routine of evening camp. The wagons slowly circle, forming a small, makeshift community. The fire is built, the smell of simmering food begins to fill the air, and you know that this is the part of the day that makes everything feel right. Not because of the food, not because of the fire, but because of the quiet satisfaction of having completed another day on the trail. There's no sense of urgency here. No rush to unpack or hurry through the chores. Everyone moves at their own pace, taking their time to settle in for the night. Some of the children play by the fire, their laughter blending with the soft hum of voices. Others quietly brush the oxen, preparing them for another day's journey. Even the animals seem to understand that there's no hurry tonight. They chew their food slowly, their large eyes reflecting the fading light as they settle into the cool grass. Historians still debate whether the pioneers felt exhaustion or exhilaration on their journey. Some say they longed for the promised land of Oregon, while others believe that, in the quiet of the trail, they found a kind of peace that only came with time. There were no more distractions here, no noise of the bustling city or the chaos of daily life. On the Oregon Trail, there was only this, the slow, steady rhythm of life. You sit by the fire, the warmth from the flames brushing your face, and you realize that the simple act of sitting down, of settling in for the night, feels like a victory. A day on the trail isn't measured in miles, it's measured in how much time you've spent just being. The slow, peaceful rhythm of life on the trail has become enough. So tonight, as you drift off to sleep, surrounded by the quiet hum of the wagon train, don't rush. You've already arrived. The trail is home. And in this quiet, there's nowhere else you need to be. The firelight flickers against the darkness as the night deepens around you. The soft murmur of the camp settles into a peaceful lull, the same rhythm that has woven its way through each day on the Oregon Trail. The scent of smoke lingers in the cool evening air, mingling with the earthiness of the dirt and the fading warmth of the animals that have been tethered for the night. You stretch out on your bedroll, the soft rustling of straw beneath you grounding you into the stillness. The fire crackles softly in the distance, the flames creating fleeting shadows that dance across the canvas of the wagons. A quiet sigh escapes your lips as you settle deeper into your blanket, feeling the weight of the day drift away with each breath you take. The world outside the camp is still and vast. The open plains stretch far beyond the reach of the firelight, the darkness swallowing up everything beyond the circle of wagons. In this moment, it feels as though time itself has slowed down, and the world is holding its breath. There's no hurry, no pressing need to move forward. For now, the journey itself is enough. You close your eyes and let your thoughts wander, drifting with the quiet sounds of the night, the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze, the occasional grunt of an ox settling into sleep, the soft murmur of voices from the people nearby. This is the pace of the trail, not fast, not loud, but constant and comforting. Each day blends into the next, and each night carries its own sense of quiet accomplishment. Historians still argue whether the monotony of life on the Oregon Trail was a burden or a blessing. Some claim that the slowness of the journey led to a sense of weary frustration, but others believe that the routine itself became a form of meditation. The repetitive tasks, packing, walking, setting up camp, became not just actions, but a form of living with intention, of being present in the moment without the distractions of a hurried world. You let the thoughts fade as your body relaxes deeper into the straw, the warmth of the fire gradually receding into the background. There's no need to think about tomorrow's tasks. You'll get to those in time. For now, all that matters is the simple act of breathing, of lying here, beneath the stars, with the steady pulse of the camp around you. So tonight, as you close your eyes and let the sound of the world outside the camp fade away, allow yourself to sink deeper into the rhythm of the trail. There is no rush. No need to worry about the distance ahead or the obstacles waiting. For tonight, the trail is as long as it needs to be. And you are exactly where you need to be. The night stretches on, the cool air pressing against your skin, and the steady rise and fall of your breath keeps you in time with the quiet world around you. You shift slightly, adjusting your position on the straw bed, feeling the weight of the blanket settle around you like a protective layer. The camp is quiet now, save for the occasional shuffle of feet or the low murmur of people settling in for the night. You lie there, staring up at the faint outline of the wagon above you, its silhouette a calming reminder of the journey you're on. The stars above are clear, vast, and endless, stretching across the sky like a tapestry woven just for this moment. The light from the campfire flickers in the distance, but it feels far away, as if the world is slowly letting go of the day and slipping into the peaceful embrace of the night. For the first time in what feels like a long while, you realize that the quiet is not just around you, it's within you too. The endless days of walking, the long hours of packing and setting up camp, the steady rhythm of the trail, it's all become a part of your own natural rhythm. Your body has slowed. Your thoughts have softened. Everything, for this moment, is exactly as it should be. You think back to the first few days on the trail, when everything felt hurried and uncertain. You were constantly rushing to catch up, to make the miles stretch longer and the day last shorter. But now, after all the miles, after all the quiet moments that have woven themselves into the fabric of your days, you understand something important: there is no rush. The journey itself, with its gentle rhythm and steady pace, has become the destination. Historians still argue whether pioneers ever fully embraced the slow pace of the Oregon Trail, but there's a quiet sense of peace that comes with the understanding that the journey, not the destination, is what matters. It's in the small moments, the silence between the campfire crackles, the soft shuffle of feet on the trail, the quiet laughter of children under blankets. You close your eyes, and the sounds of the night, the soft wind, the occasional low whistle of an ox, mingle with your thoughts, pulling you deeper into the night. The stars above you are not just distant points of light, they're a reminder that this world, vast as it is, will continue its cycle with or without you. For now, there is nothing to do but rest. And with that realization comes a strange sense of peace, of contentment, that you can't quite put into words. You sink deeper into the soft straw, the blanket heavy over you, and allow yourself to slip into the quiet embrace of sleep. So tonight, if your dreams carry you once more over the plains, past the wagons and the creaking wheels, past the endless dust and toward the horizon, don't be in a hurry. You're exactly where you need to be. And there's nowhere to rush to. The world outside your bedroll is quiet now, save for the soft whisper of the wind passing through the trees and the occasional shifting of the oxen. The camp has settled, and the night feels infinite, stretching around you like a blanket of stars. But even in the vastness of the open trail, even in the solitude of the wilderness, there's a shared sense of togetherness that lingers in the air. The fire is nearly out now, just a few embers left glowing in the dark. You take a deep breath, the scent of wood smoke mingling with the coolness of the night air. The days on the trail have been long, yes. But now, with the fire fading and the camp settling into its quiet rhythm, the stillness feels like a welcome guest. You pull the blanket tighter around your shoulders, feeling the softness of the wool against your skin. The cold of the evening nips at your cheeks, but the warmth from the blanket holds you steady. You lie back on the straw, letting it settle around you, and for the first time in what feels like ages, you feel like you've truly arrived. There are no urgent tasks, no more packing to do, no more miles to cover today. It's the end of the journey for this evening, and all that matters now is the quiet. You feel the absence of pressure, the pressure to move forward, to keep walking, to reach Oregon. For tonight, there's nothing left to prove. The only goal is sleep. A simple, uncomplicated thing that's been elusive at times, but here, under the wide sky, it feels inevitable. The long hours of walking, the heat of the day, the dust of the trail, the sweat on your brow, everything has been shed. Here, in this moment, you can finally let go. Historians still argue whether the pioneers of the Oregon Trail found true rest along the way. Some argue they were too exhausted to sleep deeply. Others claim they never had time to truly relax. But for you, in this small corner of the world, as the fire dwindles and the last of the light slips away, it feels like rest has arrived at last. You settle deeper into the straw, your muscles finally unwinding from the long hours of travel. The rhythmic sounds of the trail, of the wheels creaking, the oxen lowing, the distant calls of animals in the night, fade into the background. You are part of this moment now, part of the steady pulse of the earth beneath you, the vast sky above, the journey behind and ahead. You feel a drowsy peace spread over you, a sense of being held by the very land you've crossed. The wagon wheels creak once more, the wind hums through the trees, and the campfire dies to its final embers. So tonight, if your dreams carry you once again across the trail, past the endless miles and the slow-moving wagons, don't worry. You are part of this land now. There's no hurry. You've arrived. The embers of the campfire flicker one last time before they finally dim, leaving only the faintest glow in the deepening darkness. The longhouse-like wagons creak gently in the night air, their slow movements the only sound that breaks the stillness. You feel the weight of the day's journey settle into your limbs, and the peace that comes with the quiet of the night fills your body. The world around you, for now, is empty of urgency. There's no ticking clock, no deadlines, no hurried demands. The only thing that matters is the stillness of this moment, the way the night has wrapped itself around the wagon circle, the way the soft sounds of the trail have blended into the air. The day has closed. The path stretches ahead, but for now, it's far off in the distance. You close your eyes, and the darkness feels like a blanket of its own, just as comforting, just as complete. You can hear the soft breathing of your companions, their bodies nestled under layers of blankets and furs, surrounded by the scent of campfires and dust. No one is in a hurry. No one is moving too quickly. There's only the quiet of the night, and in it, a kind of shared tranquility that is both comforting and restorative. In these quiet moments, it's easy to forget that you're on a long, perilous journey. Out here on the Oregon Trail, you're not just passing through the land, you're living in it, settling into the rhythm of the road. Each night on the trail becomes a small victory. You've made it through the day, and now, as your body softens into the straw and the blanket, you realize that perhaps the greatest achievement of all isn't reaching the end of the journey, it's the peacefulness you find in these small, simple moments. Historians often argue whether the pioneers on the Oregon Trail ever fully felt a sense of home during their journey. Some say it was the constant uncertainty that kept them moving forward. But others claim that it wasn't the destination that gave them a sense of peace, it was the quiet continuity of each day, the rhythm of travel, and the small routines that settled the soul. You sink deeper into your bedroll, your muscles relaxed, your body giving in to the pull of sleep. The night has a way of wrapping around you gently, of letting you let go without effort. The trail will be waiting tomorrow. But for now, there is only this, the stillness, the quiet, the satisfaction of a day's work completed, and the certainty that tomorrow will come slowly, as it always has. So tonight, as you drift off into sleep, let the quiet of the trail settle into your dreams. Let the sound of the wheels turning and the fire crackling carry you into a peaceful rest. The journey is long, but tonight, you found exactly what you need. The first light of morning creeps over the horizon, stretching its fingers of pale gold across the land, but it doesn't wake you with any urgency. You stir gently, the warmth of the blanket still holding you like a soft promise. The wagon wheels creak, and somewhere nearby a child yawns, their little voice calling for breakfast before the sun has even fully risen. But you remain still for just a moment longer, not quite ready to face another day of the trail. There's no rush. You stretch slowly, feeling the morning coolness creep across your skin, and you pull yourself upright, propping yourself against the side of the wagon for support. The camp is coming to life around you. Some are already packing up, the soft sounds of leather straps being tightened and cloth being rolled filling the air. There's no frantic movement, just the steady, practiced rhythm of people who know the drill. Everything is measured. Everything is unhurried. As you step out of the wagon circle, you breathe in the cool morning air. It smells different in the early hours, fresher, somehow more alive, as if the day is still being born and hasn't yet settled into its usual heat and dust. The oxen are tethered, their coats still damp with the dew of the morning. They chew contentedly on the sparse grass, their breath fogging in the chilly air. You find a quiet corner near the wagons and sit down to have a simple breakfast, cold biscuits, a small handful of dried fruit, and a cup of water. It's not much, but it's enough. The meal is almost an afterthought. The real work begins as the wagons are packed, the trail ahead looming quietly in the distance, waiting. But for now, there's no rush. The rest of the world can wait. As you eat, you can feel the rhythm of the morning settle in. It's the same as every other day on the trail, packing, walking, eating, setting up camp. But that's the beauty of it. The simplicity. The comfort in repetition. Historians still argue whether the pioneers found peace in this daily routine or if it was the slow accumulation of exhaustion. Perhaps it was both. The days were long, the work unending, but there was something profoundly grounding in knowing exactly what needed to be done and when. There was no room for distraction, no room for hurry. The path would stretch endlessly ahead, but the only thing that mattered was the present moment, the next meal, the next step. You finish your meal and slowly stand up. You feel the ground beneath your boots. You feel the weight of the day ahead of you, but you don't feel the weight of rushing. For once, there's no stress. Just the steadiness of it all. And for tonight, when your mind seeks the rest it needs, the quiet of the trail will be waiting for you again, calm, endless, and perfectly patient. So tonight, as you lie down under a blanket of stars, letting the trail's rhythm carry you into a deep, peaceful sleep, remember, there's nowhere else to be. The journey is slow, but it is enough.